everyone, welcome back to Planet Zoo. My name is Savannah and today we're back in Lost Creek. If you saw it on the channel a little while ago, I uploaded a tortoise habitat build, and that was also in Lost Creek, a wonderful project built by a great friend and fellow content creator, Estan Wolf, who was kind enough to let me into his project to play around a little bit. And I guess I was just in a small animal entrance type of mood because I built the Aldabra giant tortoise habitat as well as added some skunks. Now, the Aldabra giant tortoises were already there. I just kind of refurbished their habitat. For the skunks, however, this area was just a blank, kind of landscaped area. It was a little bit of a planter, and I just decided to turn it into a skunk enclosure, and that way we could have multiple little animals right at the entrance of Lost Creek. This exhibit, actually what I'm building here, is viewable from the gift shop, which I thought was a cool little feature. While you're kind of shopping around, you can take a look over and see the little skunks. Might be a little bit stinky, but you know, hey, they're cute, so it makes up for it. I also reworked just a little bit of the trading post and just kind of cleaned up some things because I had moved some rocks out of the way and just kind of uncovered some little build objects that were sticking into the rocks. So I cleaned that up a little bit as well. This is a super quick speed build. This habitat really only took me probably about an hour or so. And because of that, the full video is only just under 9 minutes. Super quick, sit down and put this exhibit together. Skunks are actually really easy to build for, as they're pretty easy to contain, and this exhibit is actually massive comparative to what you would actually need in a zoo. But I thought it was cute to give them lots of room to run around in and move. And then, you know, realistically in game, their traversable area is pretty bad, so they don't actually utilize a lot of what I built. But we're just using some rocks and that same log fencing just to make it kind of cohesive with the Aldabra giant tortoise habitat across the way, just to make it look like it fits in with the exhibit. And then this is one of the only times that I've ever used the actual door in the game. I always tend to hide them and make them not viewable, but I just thought, you know, what the heck, we'll put that in there. It matches the wood logs perfectly. We're making them little shelters here so that they have somewhere to hide from sun. Realistically, skunks really like to kind of burrow and dig underneath things, so they would probably like the fallen logs, leaves, or under bushes more so than these little shelters. But I thought these little shelters looked really cute, and maybe the keepers can put some like leaf litter or branches or something like that. It's a really common thing to do when you're keeping animals. Not everything in the exhibit is going to be planted. A lot of times keepers are going to go cut browse or branches off of trees, gather some other foliage and bring it into the exhibit. That way the animals get a variety of different things that changes often so that they have some enrichment and it doesn't stay stagnant all of the time. Speaking from experience, when I was caring for skunks, we would go and cut branches like pine trees or I totally forget the name of the other tree that we would collect, but mostly it was pine trees, and make little burrows and places for them to hide. Obviously, when branches are cut off of trees, they don't live very long, so every week or so we would go through and take old ones out, put new ones in. Eucalyptus, that was the other one. We would use eucalyptus leaves and branches as well for them to kind of go underneath. We also had some like palm tree bark pieces. I don't really know what they're called. They're like the big pieces of bark that fall off of the palm trees that kind of are curved. We would use those as little tunnels or little hidey places. So I'm trying to just place some logs and stuff around on these rocks to kind of just simulate that's what they would want in their exhibit, stuff to kind of hide under. They are, of course, nocturnal, so I don't know how successful this exhibit would be at actually showcasing them. Maybe early morning or in the late afternoon, you'd be able to see the little skunks walking around, having a good time. I tried to create a little built-in water pool right here, but I failed and I ended up deleting this. So I totally forgot that there was a water bowl as a habitat item, like that they can actually use and drink out of. I kept thinking that the only thing was that little fountain piece, but we do actually have just plain bowls. As you can see, I figured out there, and I went ahead and put that instead. I really didn't want to have like a huge built-in pool or pond, just because skunks don't use it and they don't necessarily need it. It would be a lot to take care of and a lot to clean for very little payoff, since the skunks really don't need it at all. So adding just a little water dish, because they do of course need to drink water, and then grass and foliage and a little bit of track marks all around with the terrain painting. And this exhibit is pretty much done. It was super quick. Sometimes I need to just sit down and create these cute little exhibits that don't take me hours and hours, and, you know, just place some trees and logs and rocks and, you know, just make cute little exhibits. So I really had a blast in Lost Creek. Estan should have a video out on his channel sometime showing off the entirety of what I updated, because I also updated a little bit of the information building as well, and kind of the entrance area overall. I know he's taking a little bit of break right now, but hopefully he jumps back into Lost Creek and some of his other projects very soon. Hopefully a DLC announcement, ? And hopefully we'll draw him back into the game, because I always love what Estan is able to come up with. He has such an eye for design and cool aesthetics, and just a little bit of that, you know, not the realism that I tend to build with. And it's like that fantasy kind of, just like I said in the last video, throw spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks, and it always ends up working. There's just so much for your eyes to look at, and I really enjoy and get a lot of inspiration out of his builds. But we are finishing up here, like I said, a very quick little exhibit utilizing some of the foliage from around the other parts of the park so that it kind of cohesively matches what Estan has already built in his other exhibits. And that's gonna be about it. So if you made it this far in the video and are enjoying and want to see more Planet Zoo content, I do have a few more videos in the works that should be coming out very soon. You can leave a like on this video to let me know you like this kind of content, and a comment down below just to let me know what you think and suggestions for future builds. You can also find me on a whole bunch of other social media accounts. Those links are down in the description below, including Twitter and Discord if you want to have a conversation with other Planet Zoo community members, share pictures of your builds, or get questions if you need help. I also have an Etsy store where you can help support the channel if you want to check that out. And that's about it. We're going to move on to some glamour shots here in just a minute. As soon as I finish, I messed up the path a little bit, and I had to fix my little mistake there by putting a tree and surrounding it with some rocks. But we're going to get into the glamour shots here. Look how cute they are. Frontier did such a good job with the little fuzzy fur tails. They're very cute to watch them walk around. Many of them just slept the whole time. Maybe that's because it's daytime and they're nocturnal. I don't think so, but they just kind of hang out and relax in their habitat. They like it so much, or at least I like to think they like it so much. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!